Hola, welcome to a brand new episode of Beating Faces. I am April, aka the Brooklyn Wolf of Makeup. I hope you guys are having a good day and a good quarantine. Remember to try to keep busy, mindset, nothing but positivity, and please, wash your hands and your ass. People want to go out. Summer's coming. Just please stay home, watch some YouTube, and jump onto my channel and see how I got this amazing look and see what I love about being the elite. Check out some of my favorites, episodes, storylines. There's just so much going on in this show, and they finally hit episode 200, and man, oh man, was that my heart. So stay tuned. I will leave every single product I have used in the description box down below, and let's do this. Alright, so let's get this started. The brows are done, the eyes are primed, the hair is straight. Enjoy it, because once summer comes, y'all ain't gonna see it for a while. To my New Yorkers out there, y'all know this summer humidity, I'm not with the shits at all. So I might as well just start from the beginning. I started watching BTE, I want to say last year. I can't remember the exact time or day. I know for a fact that it was right after Double or Nothing. And I remember that whole thing. I went to the bar to watch it. Everyone kept telling me that Moxley's going to come out. He's joining AEW, blah, blah, blah. There's rumors. One thing about me, I do not like rumors at all. I fucking hate rumors, especially wrestling rumors. Like who's getting released, who's getting signed, who's going where. Like these smart marks be on some whole other level, and I fucking hate it so much. I hate it. So when Double or Nothing was going on, everyone at the bar kept telling me that Moxley was going to come out. I'm over here like, listen, I am not going to believe any of you people. Because if he comes out, of course, I'm going to be very, very, very happy. But if he does it, and y'all got my hopes up, I'm going to fight everybody in this bar. I was not joking. But overall, he did come out. And your girl, like I said in my first video, I lost my shit. I was so happy to see him with AEW and he wasn't in WWE. So I think it was, I know it was after Double, it was right after Double or Nothing. I remember that. And I was just on YouTube. I think I was just trying to find highlights of the pay-per-view to watch again. And I just saw this video and it said Being the Elite. I think it was the episode before Double or Nothing. And I'm like, I don't know what this is. I'm not really interested. Like I said, around this time, I was just getting into the indie scene and indie wrestling and getting to see everyone who joined AEW. So I think it was the week after. And then Being the Elite, BTE kept coming up on my feed. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't know. And then it said live backstage at Double or Nothing. So I was like, okay, maybe it's a behind the scenes. We get to see everyone backstage and everything. And of course they opened up the first episode with the Bucks doing the shield pose with the hands, and I just died. I was just dying. I was like, oh my god, what the hell is this? So I'm watching the episode, they're doing their little skits, and I'm thinking, yo, is John Moxley gonna be on this show? Because if he's gonna be on this show, I'm definitely going to watch. I'm watching the episode, I'm enjoying it, and I'm like, wow, this show is pretty good. I don't remember too much of what on the episode, but I know it was all the backstage stuff. We got to see John Moxley, you know, walk through the curtain, how he was doing backstage before he even came out, and I was just like, wow, I think I'm going to watch this show. So I started watching, I want to say, few episodes before then, and then I didn't realize that I think that was episode 160 something or 70 something, and I'm like, what the fuck, how long is this damn show? So I was at home and I was like, you know what, let's start all the way from the beginning. Now if you guys have been watching BTE, the first few episodes of the show, which was even before a show, was just Kenny, the Bucks, doing Vine videos and just being silly, playing video games, doing little skits, and they're really, really funny. Like if you have a quirky sense of humor and you've been following these guys, if you don't really get to see a lot of these wrestlers as themselves, and it's just so funny. So I started from episode 1, and I just fell in love. I fell in love. Like I said before, I think I binged the show within a week. You can binge this show in a week, but I need to talk about some of my favorite moments, my favorite episodes. There's 200 episodes now. We need to celebrate that. It's going on for 4 freaking years of just this little YouTube show, and it's just so freaking good. So I need to talk about one of my favorite storylines. And yes, they do have storylines. I said before in my video when everyone was complaining about how AEW didn't have any real storylines and they're just throwing out matches and everything. But if you watch B&D Elite, they built up to some of those matches that went on at Fyter Fest, Fight for the Fallen, and All Out. So one of my first favorites is actually the very first storyline, the feud between Adam Cole, Bebe, and Kenny Omega. Now, if you guys are new to watching B&D Elite, like I said, start from the beginning. I do not want to go in depth of the storyline, but I do want to talk about it because it's the very first one. So if you have seen the show, come reminisce with me and have some laughs. But if you're new to watching it, I'm going to talk about it a little bit. So like I said, it was the very first storyline. And it was the feud between Kenny Omega and Adam Cole. Now, I wasn't watching wrestling back then. One thing I do gotta say about B&D Elite, which I love that they do, is they do show clips of some matches, and that way we can see where the storyline is at and see some of the matches that they were having and their disputes in the ring, and it always comes back to BTE. Now, this storyline was just so freaking good. We had Kenny Omega, the leader of the Bullet Club, and Adam Cole, Bebe, who was new to the Bullet Club and still trying to find his place. But these two men, their egos are just so high. So they just had this huge feud, like who was the leader, since Adam Cole was basically in Ring of Honor doing Bullet Club stuff here in America, and Kenny Omega was doing Bullet Club stuff in Japan. And shit was getting so real. Like, Kenny was showing, like, who you to Adam Cole, and then Adam just like, hey, we're the super clique. Like, and Adam is just basically just being Adam. In the show, he's kind of a dork, which I think it's so freaking adorable. It's so cute. And you just have Kenny being Kenny, and it just really goes all in. No pun intended. It got to the point where Adam Cole was trying to poison Nick for, I forgot the reason why he tried to poison him. He had gotten Kenny banned from the country because of his video that he did years ago when he fought the little girl. And I remember I was watching videos of that, and everyone was just like, oh my God, Kenny Omega wrestled a 9-year-old girl. What the hell is wrong with him? And when I saw that, I was like, yo, first of all, this little girl is pretty dope. She needs to get signed. And they were just going so into it. Like I said, so Adam Cole had poisoned Kenny. No, he poisoned Nick. And then they're trying to figure out why Nick got sick when they went out. And then good old Marty Scurll came in the picture, and they were trying to say that Marty poisoned Nick. And this was, Marty wasn't even in the Bullet Club yet. He was just wrestling with the guys in Ring of Honor. And Kenny was just getting all in his feelings from before. So what happened was Kenny got mad at the Bucks because Adam Cole fired them from the Bullet Club. Like, sir, you're not a leader. Once again, he basically thought that he was the leader of the Bullet Club in the beginning because Kenny was always in Japan. You know, he was signed with New Japan. He barely came to America, and these guys were killing it in Ring of Honor. So Adam Cole fires the Bucks. Sorry, I'm not getting so distracted. So he fires the Bucks. They get on camera with this bootleg apology. It wasn't even a bootleg apology. Like, they placed the camera down just to see what we were not supposed to see, and it was Adam apologizing for all the bullshit, made them bracelets. Kenny saw the video, and I don't know why. I don't know why this was a thing, but he saw the video. he told the Bucks that he was very, very upset with them. And instead of being a normal person, I think normal, I don't know if that's the word for it, but I guess, just being that friend, like, y'all ain't shit. I don't want to talk to y'all for a little bit. I guess I'll get over it. I guess I won't. But they're best friends. So, you have a best friend. You have a way of apologizing or getting revenge or whatever. So Kenny, as revenge, sent the Young Bucks a DM. And they went so in on this whole DM thing. And this is where the storyline, I guess, transitions to the DM from being Kenny and Adam Cole's feud. And this whole thing is going on with this DM, and they're tweeting it and they're talking about it, that fans, whenever they see them, they're asking questions, what's in the DM, what's going on? So we find out what's in the DM the second episode after Kenny sends it, and it turns out to be a dick pic. It's like, hold up. This is your way of revenge of sending a dick pic to your friends. Yeah, this is coming out very, very nicely. I'm liking that. So he sends a dick pic, which, by the way, which I love about these guys, every time there is a commotion going on, they make a shirt out of it. So they actually had a shirt that says, "Oh my God, I saw Kenny's DM." So he sends this DM of this dick pic. Everyone wants to see it. Now, Adam Cole has seen it because apparently someone said that his dick was bigger than Kenny's. I don't know. I mean, they're the smart ones for not putting their business out there, unlike some wrestlers. Yeah. So they have this whole commotion on what's going on with this DM. Marty sees the DM and he's just so fascinated. Like, he's like, oh my God, this is made it seem like his dick is like really big. Like I said, I don't know, but he was just so fascinated about this DM, about his dick, did not know how to act in front of Kenny. And then all this is said and done with all this DM bullshit. So Marty Scurll starts hanging out with the Young Bucks, alienating Adam Cole, and I think it was around this time Adam's contract was about to be up because he is now, you already know, in NXT. And, he poisons Nick. He frames Marty for poisoning Nick. They're all like, what the fuck is going on? On top of that, with this whole DM situation, it was just a complete hot mess. But at the end of the day, the Bucks find out that it was Adam. And then they have Adam's last match. They super kick the shit out of Adam Cole. And beautiful Kenny puts out this promo video during the match, how Adam Cole's time is over in Ring of Honor, and how there has to be a superhero in the story and there has to be a villain. Marty Scurll is in the Bullet Club, and yes, Adam gets super kicked in the face by the Bucks. They do not see Adam for some time, and Kenny's like, okay, this guy's gotta go, and the Bucks are trying to be like, no, let's have one last curtain call with him, blasey blasey, and Kenny's like, no, fuck this, he gotta go. So what did they do? They killed Adam Cole, baby. So for those who are not familiar with BTE and the ongoing jokes, they killed Adam Cole. They poisoned him with a monster and a sugar stick, and they basically they did a Breaking Bad on him. They poisoned him, and at the same time, they poisoned Rick Knox, who is a ref at AEW, and they killed him as well. They killed a lot of people on this show, And yeah, so that was the first storyline, and I love this story so freaking much. I think it was around 2016 that they did this, and you know how WWE is with more. But I found it to be so innovating. You did see little shots from Hangman, and there are so many cameos. Like, there are so many wrestlers that cameos in here, like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Lio Rush, Ricochet, before Ricochet and Lio Rush was in WWE. We had a short cameo from Xavier Woods when Kenny Omega went to CEO 2016. So we have little snippets of that. But this was definitely a favorite storyline of mine. It was just so funny, and it's just fascinating how I was like, wow, these guys took the time out to do a storyline like this where it's just being poisoned and a drama. and just to have everyone involved, it's so good. I love it, and it's definitely a personal favorite of mine. Now, I'm going to finish this eye, and then we're going to move on to this because it's taking forever, and I'll be right back. All right, so we are done with the eyes. Now let's move on to the face. Now, my second favorite storyline, which you guys, even you WWE guys, should be a little familiar with, and it is FTR. Now, if you guys do not know what those initials are, I don't know where you've been, especially you wrestling fans. So, you guys know the drama between the Young Bucks and the Revival. Now, they were just saying FTR as in fuck the Revival, and they were not the only ones. You know, we were all doing it, you know, FTR, especially when they came on TV. And I don't know where it started. I think it started on Being the Elite, but I can be completely wrong because, to be honest, I don't know when this started. So this storyline was just so good. You know, these guys are literally going to so many indie shows. That was Cody's favorite thing. Whenever they went to an indie show, even on Being the Elite, it was always FTR, fuck the Revival, fuck the Revival. These guys are trying to figure out what is their problem, especially Cody's problem with the Revival. And it was everywhere. They even have the shirt. They were wearing it on their gear, just FTR, FTR. And people in the friggin', I was just like, I don't know. I thought that this is where it started, but yeah. Cody was just going to shows. They were going to shows. They were having the crowd saying FTR. And it was getting so crazy to the point where they couldn't say it anymore. I think they had gotten in trouble with the WWE, not only just for that, but they were also doing the Suck It, and we all know where that came from. The Suck It. Come on, we were all doing it. I think I was like 7 or 8, just doing it in school and getting in trouble for it. So that was a thing. So I think that I got in trouble for using the Suck It and then the Too Sweet. We all know what that hand gesture is. You already know from good old the Wolfpack. Even Triple H said that he hates that Too Sweet thing, and it's just so funny. And I don't know if it was because that they were overdoing it. I mean, they were doing the Too Sweet with the Bullet Club in Japan, but I think because they were in America that they were having issues with it. So yeah, FTR. Then they do this whole storyline with it, how they had a WWE stooge, and they actually started bleeping out whenever Cody said FTR or fuck the Revival. And they just kept getting bleeped out, saying that they have a WWE stooge on their hands. They kidnapped Hangman Page. It was such a whole freaking thing. The stooge kidnapped Hangman Page. They made him watch Monday Night Raw. What was it? SmackDown when it was on Tuesdays. They even had him watching 205 Live. So what they did was they got tired of the bullshit and they did this so-called invasion, and that they were going to invade Monday Night Raw. And the way they had this set up, it was so insane. Now, they were doing a meet and greet at a Hot Topic, I think in Canada, and they had this whole limo, they had flags, they had the speakers and the intercom, and they actually got everyone that was from Hot Topic to go with them and follow them in this storyline, that they were going to invade Monday Night Raw and get their friends back. And we all know who their friends was. They were calling Finn, they were calling Gallows and Anderson, they were calling basically everyone, AJ, they were calling even AJ Styles, and it was just such a joke. It was such a huge freaking joke. Stay. Shit, don't listen. So it was a huge joke, and I think we're clear that the WWE, they do not like jokes unless it's Vince approved. So the day after, this is from what I read. Like I said, I just started watching this and I wanted to know about this whole FTR thing, why they kept getting bleeped out. And this was based off real events. And one thing I love about the show is that they take real live events and they put it in the storyline in the show. Like there was that part, their point where the ratings thing, and they even made fun of that. So the WWE saw the invasion and they sent the Young Bucks a cease and desist letter saying that they cannot use FTR, suck it, and the hand gestures. So they did this whole thing along with it, and it was just too funny. Now they crack on the WWE so much, and you just can't help but laugh because it's really just a freaking joke. And now don't come at me. I'm not trying to talk shit about the WWE. I'm not. I grew up with the WWE. We all grew up with WWE, WWF. So don't come at me. But they can be very sensitive with certain things in certain situations, especially with other wrestling companies. If they feel threatened, they're going to do something about it. So they did that whole entire storyline, and it was just so funny. Like, they just went in, and as soon as they sent the cease and desist, of course the Bucks made fun of it. Hell, they even made a shirt. They made a shirt that said cease and desist, too sweet, blocking out the hand gesture and the too sweet. But this was such a great storyline. They even involved Brandy Rhodes in it, and it was just so cool. And they were messing with the poor Flip Gordon, which I don't know if you guys know, but he's a Ring of Honor when he first started. And that was the thing. They were torturing him, and it was always, welcome to Ring of Honor, fuck the Revival. And I just love that storyline so well. And that was another storyline that went on. Like, the first storyline, I think, went on, I think I said before, I don't know if I did, but if I didn't, it went on for about, I think, almost 50 episodes. And then this one went on for, I think, about 30. And they just have so many layers when it comes to their storylines. And for some strange reason, the way they do it, they always come back to the main one. Like, they have their little side stories and everything, but this one was something I needed to talk about this because I actually thought when they did this, I was like, wait, they're invading Monday Night Raw? I don't know how they're going to react because, you know, they watch everything. They want to be in everything. So I think this was the second storyline. I really, really enjoyed it. Sorry. And this is definitely one that I can always go back and watch. I've lost count to how many times I've seen this show, but their storylines are just so good. So that one is a favorite. The moments, the beautiful, beautiful moments that happens on Being the Elite. One of my favorites. Now, I don't know who my favorite character is on Being the Elite. I love them all. They're just all so freaking awesome. And they're so funny. But I miss Marty Scurll so much. One of the things that he used to do was sing a lot. And he used to sing he used to sing the most randomest songs. He was always singing Britney Spears. He was singing Avril Lavigne. There were even songs that he sang and they gave us montages. Like, there was this one montage he had where he was in Japan and he was just talking about how he loves Japan, he loves the country, but he was alone. And at this point, I don't think he was close with Kenny. And he just starts singing All by Myself. He is so freaking adorable. It's just like, oh, Marty, no. Like, he was that character that you hated to see when he was sad. Like, whenever you saw Marty sad, it was so freaking heartbreaking. And I was just like, no, Marty, don't be sad. So he was always singing. And I missed Marty. Another thing, speaking of singing, which was we're going to have to come back. So pause. All right. So you guys saw I tried. I guess when I could bronze fine and talk. But when it comes to contouring and having a conversation, yeah, that's not going to work at all. Now, what was I saying? Oh yes, Marty singing. He had a little mini storyline. I guess it was a bit. I don't know if it was a storyline or a bit, but it was his personal thing where he just wanted to stop being a wrestler and become a pop star. And he was singing everywhere. Like, he was singing all over the place, and it's so freaking cute. They have little montages of him singing, and you see everyone like the Bucks and Cody just so tired of hearing him singing. My favorite one, they were all sharing a hotel room, and Marty had his eye covers on and headphones, and he's singing. Oh my god, I forgot what song. I'm going to put it up here. When I think it was a George Michael song. He was singing Gotta Have Faith, I think. And you just see Cody and Matt. No, it was Cody. Yeah, Cody, Matt, Nick, and they're just like looking at him like, shut the fuck up. We're trying to sleep. And it was just so funny. And along with the whole singing thing and Marty wanting to become a pop star, they did a Backstreet Boy parody, which is, yo, I'm a Backstreet Boy fan. I have since I was a little child. So when they made fun of this, considering how they're all Backstreet Boy fans, everything. It's just everything. So they created a parody group called Too Sweet. Too Sweet. And oh my god, I freaking love it. They actually dressed up all in white in shorts, and they have a song called Too Sweet. The Bucks' father, he does their music. So there's a song called Too Sweet. And then they did a Backstreet Boy parody with it, which actually came out with a shirt, which I'm so happy that my best friend was able to get the copy. See, they don't sell the shirt anymore. It was a Hot Topic exclusive back then. And my best friend was able to send the image that they had on the shirt to one of those companies that create shirts, and now we have Too Sweet shirts. And oh my god, so freaking good. So Marty singing was such a favorite, and I miss Marty. Marty, I miss you. Please come back. I was so happy at the 200th episode. No, it was episode 99, 199, where they were interviewing everybody for the match between the Young Bucks. Well, actually between the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick. And Marty's just there like, my friends are dead. What are you talking about? I don't care about them. Side note, they basically like said, Marty, we can't do this anymore when AEW was becoming a thing. So Marty's thing now is all his friends are dead. And he even has a shirt that says all my friends are dead. Like, I miss Marty. But I can say he's definitely a favorite character of mine. So that was a fun little bit. One of my favorite episodes, I have to say, is Cody's exorcism. Now, Cody Rhodes, I can't say Rhodes, can I? Well, he's actually getting his last name trademark, so good thing. So Cody, it was so weird to call him Cody Rhodes for a second. So Cody, I think, had these things called the money shakes, which I think you developed when you become rich, and you're so rich that your body starts shaking. And he was possessed. They never said who he was possessed by. I'm thinking it is definitely someone from WWE. Because as soon as he was possessed, he was just shaking a lot. And then he will start mentioning facts about the WWE. Like talking about old pay-per-views, old wrestlers, some of the finishers from the wrestlers. He spoke about when Vince McMahon was on Stone Cold's podcast back in the day. And it was just so funny. That didn't go on for long. I think that lasted like 3 episodes. But yes, Cody was possessed, and they actually did a whole exorcism. Yo, this highlight right now, listen, y'all know by now, by the last episode, I need my highlight, and this highlight right now is getting me mad. Like, know how to act. Sorry. Like, there we go. So Cody was possessed, and they did this whole episode about him being possessed. And they made fun of The Exorcist. And it was just so funny. There we go. There. Come on. Pack that shit on. There we go. Ooh. There we go. This is a highlight. So yes, Cody was possessed. Everyone was there, and they had none other than the fallen angel himself, Christopher Daniels, and he was the priest on the exorcism, and it was just so freaking good. The only way that they were able to get the demon out of Cody's body, around that time the Young Bucks had written a book, a kid's book about, you know, being elite and all that good stuff, and it was so cute. Like they designed, I think they did the, I don't know who did the illustrations, let me stop, but they had came out with a kid's book, and the only way to I guess take the demon out of Cody was this book about being elite. I haven't read the book, but I just heard it was very cute how, you know, if you believe in yourself, you can be elite and all that stuff. So that's how they were able to get the demon out of Cody. And that freaking episode, oh my god, I cry every single freaking time. Just, oh, so fucking funny. Like, I didn't realize how funny these guys were, and it's so cool to see them in these storylines. Sorry, this was blocking. Yeah, it's very cool to see them in these storylines and see another side of them, that, you know what, they're not just wrestlers, that they're also just normal people and they're having fun. And I love that so much. So another favorite bit of mine, and if I did not mention this, I would have been so upset with myself. And y'all already know Merch Freak. Oh my god. This one hit me because back in my early teenage years, I was a huge fan of Chris Angel. If you guys don't know who Chris Angel is, I don't know where the hell y'all been. But he had the show on AMC, My Freak. He is a magician, an illusionist, and he just used to do the craziest magic tricks, and I like that shit. It's funny. It's fun. So when Nick started doing this bit, I loved it. I forgot which episode he started in. I'm going to leave it in the description box down below because it is so good. And oh my god, it's just so funny. He even came out with his own theme song, and it's just so good. Like, he was fucking with Matt at one point, and he always had to wear the gear. He always had to wear their merch. Especially in this show, they even started doing little commercials to sell their gear. And, you know, back then, like I said, we only had WWE. I didn't know about Pro Wrestling Tees until this show. And like I said, they made they made shirts for almost all of their best gimmicks. And when it came to the Merch Freak, they always were wearing their gimmick. I guess this was a way to still push their merch because they were known as like the best guys in wrestling to sell out their merch all the time. I do love their shirts. They have some really, really great shirts. So I guess they were using this to promote their gear. I could be wrong, but it was just so good. They were fucking with Matt so hard. He always had to wear the shirt, and he always had to wear the shirt. And like I said, they had a song, and I'm not gonna front. I want the Merch Freak song as my ringtone because it's, first of all, it's really good. It's a really, really good song, and it's just so funny. So if you guys were big fans of Chris Angel and Mind Freak and stuff, this one was definitely appreciative. I really love this bit, and I want more Merch Freak. We haven't had it in a while. Nick brought it back at the 200th episode in the middle of the match, which was so fucking funny. It was so good. So please give me more Merch Freak. Now, there was another episode that I loved so much, and this one is definitely a favorite because this is where that was it for me. And it was the episode of the Young Bucks going to House of Glory for the very last time before All Out. Now, when I saw that advertisement, I was like, I need to go. I hit up my best friend and I'm like, dude, I know you don't know much about the Young Bucks. And he was still learning at that time who the Young Bucks was, or Kenny Omega was, and everyone. And I was telling him how excited I was for All Out, and I was ready for it. I was actually very sad about All Out, because the main reason I wanted to go to All Out was because they had announced Kenny and Moxley having a match, and I was like, yo, my two faves having a match? I need to go. Like I said, this was the first show that I was willing to go to another state, fly, spend the bread, and see this. But this match didn't happen. I was actually not going to go. I was like, yo, Moxley and Omega's not fighting. Fuck it. But my friend that I was going with, he was like, no. We're going to this show. We're going. Cut the shit. So I cut the shit. And this episode, oh my God, it was just so nostalgic for me, because they had their meet and greet, and I missed tickets to meet them. So I was so upset that I couldn't get to meet them. So when I was rewatching this episode, it was just bringing back so many good memories. I had a lot of friends who went to this show, and I got to see them on Being the Elite. And I remember when I saw the episode, I was saying to them, I'm like, dude, you was on Being the Elite. It was at this point, like, if you were on Being the Elite, you made it. Just like South Park. If you're made fun of on South Park, you made it. So as soon as I saw them on Being the Elite, I was like, you lucky fuckers, I want to be on Being the Elite. But I got to see some of my friends who were on there, and I remember this show was so good. It was amazing. It was 2 weeks before All Out, and I was just like, I need to go to the show. The show was great. I had such an amazing time. This was the Young Bucks' last independent show, and they had a match against Private Party, which we already know that they are so fucking amazing. Zinc. And this is when they had announced for the second episode for that tag team tournament, and they had the best match. They were one of the best matches on that episode, on that card, that tournament. So good. If you guys want to check out a really good tag match, doesn't matter anywhere, Young Bucks versus Private Party, the second episode of Dynamite. So good. So they had announced it, and I just remember I was like, yo, I've watched Being the Elite a lot at this point, so I know that they like to surprise people. And there was one point where Matt was giving a speech about how they started, how they didn't think that there was going to be EVPs of a company, and it was just such a great speech. And I'm telling my best friend, I'm like, dude, someone else is here. Someone else is here. I have a feeling. And he's like, no one else is here. I'm like, dude, I know more than you. Like, someone is going to come out. I'm like, it could be either Kenny, it could be Cody, it could be anyone from the Elite. And he's just like, they're not going to come out. And then he kept making jokes about, oh, what if it's Moxley? What if it's Moxley? And at this time, they had announced his injury. I don't remember when they announced his injury. I think it was before this show that they had announced his injury. So he was like, oh, Moxley's going to come out. And I'm like, no, he's not. He's injured and possibly still in Japan because he was still doing the G1. And he kept hyping me up. Soon as Hangman Page came out, I lost my shit. I love Hangman Page.
Someone like Cody decided he had the balls to walk out the door and try something different.
Woo! So he came out looking, oof. Sorry, yo, Hangman, he is so, oh my God, he is so pretty. He is so freaking pretty. So when he came out in that denim with that shirt unbuttoned, just freaking buckshot lariating everyone in that ring, I lost my shit. And then that's when he did his promo for Chris Jericho that he was going to beat his ass at All Out. And I'm not gonna front, I was actually going for Hangman to win the title. But at the end of the day, you know, it made sense for Jericho to win it. But they did have a really good match at All Out. So when I saw that episode, I was just like, oh my God, this literally just solidified that I was with the Elite, that I was with AEW, I support everything that they do. Such a good episode, and it's probably not a favorite for a lot, but to us New Yorkers who went to that show and to see and reminisce about that moment, you know, seeing the Young Bucks at House of Glory for the very last time, they might pop up again. We don't know, but after all this is over, hopefully. But it was just such a great moment, and that was the last time we saw LAX, now proud and powerful, at House of Glory, and they lost the titles. I forgot who they lost it to. I'll probably mention it, but I can't think right now. I'm just thinking about that episode. But yeah, such a fun episode, especially for you New Yorkers who were there at House of Glory. Loved it. So good. All right, so this is the final result. Thank you so much for watching. I was probably all over the place talking about these storylines, but these were some of my favorite storylines, episodes, bits, and parodies of being the Elite. If you are an AEW fan, and if you have not seen this show, I do not know what you're doing with your life. You need to watch this show. It is so, so good. And for those who have watched the show and are fans of the show, if you saw episode 200, I don't know if it's me, but I felt like it was the very last episode of Being the Elite. I'm hoping and praying that it wasn't. The match between Nick and Matt was so good. It was really, really good. I really liked it. But that last montage, it made me cry. I got very, very emotional. I didn't want this show to end, but like I said, if this is the last episode, thank you, Bucks. Thank you, Kenny, Cody, Adam, Marty, and the rest of the cast and crew. They are the crew. But thank you so much for bringing this show to us. You really didn't have to let us in your lives and get to know you and see a different side of you guys outside of the ring and just see everything that you guys do. Like I said, I really appreciate you independent wrestlers having to travel all over the place and not be able to make time to be with your family and enjoy. So the fact that, you know, Kenny and the Bucks, you guys started this show and using whatever free time you had to record this for us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'm hoping it was not the last episode, but if it was, thank you. And I hope one day I get to meet you guys and just say thank you. It's such a great show. But yes, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.